Hi guys, welcome back to Chess do Matthew. So on this video, we will tackle about the second game of Alariza Firuza as white on my series video on destroying the French defense. So on this video, we will see the game of Alariza Firuza versus Thomas Petrick on their game on Baku Olympiad from the year of 2016. So the French defense start with the move e4, e6, d4, d5, and still Riza Firuza plays the knight c3. So this is his favorite variation, his favorite way to destroy the French defense opening. So last game, his opponent go to the Frognax variation, in which his black third move black captured the e4, and then knight takes e4, bishop d7, knight f3, bishop to c6, the Frognax variation. But still Alariza Firuza win smoothly on this variation. So let's see if his opponent plays bishop to bishop to b4, in which this goes to the Winawer variation of the French defense. So Thomas Petrick chooses this variation, pinning the bishop of knight, and with an intention to capture the e4 pawn, because this knight is no longer a defender because it was pinned by the bishop on b4. So Alariza Firuza chooses to solve the tension as early as possible. So Thomas Petrick was forced to capture, and then putting on the position in which Alariza has a crippled pawn on his A and C pawn, and also he has a double pawn on C file. But in return, Alariza Firuza has double bishop on this position. Thomas Petrick chooses to develop his bishop, his knight on e7, with an intention to castle on the next move, leaving the idea of capturing the independent pawn on e4, in which Alariza Firuza can regain anytime soon his deficit pawn with queen g4. So Thomas Petrick chooses to play knight to d7, and then Alariza Firuza defended the e4, c5, with the idea of opening the c file and putting his rook queen to c7 and giving some pressure on the c file. So Alariza Firuza minimized the tension on the center and then captured the d5, and here Alariza Firuza captured the c5, in which on this position Alariza Firuza is a pawn up. So here the black tries to capture the c5 pawn to balance the material, but Alariza Firuza defended, and then the black castle, and then Alariza Firuza put his bishop to d4, holding some dominate attack on the king side. But the black gives some rook e8 with an idea of discovered check, and capturing back the initiative of having, to the white's perspective, of having a double bishop. So Alariza Firuza defended with knight e2, and then the black started to back the pawn up advantage of white on this position, with two attackers on c5 with only one defender. So Alariza Firuza tries to maintain his material advantage by pinning the knight black. So the knight can capture the c5 because the rook on e8 will fall. So the black attacked the bishop, retreat, and then again Thomas Petrick attacked the bishop, in which Alariza Firuza forced to capture the pawn, knight on d7, just to defend his pawn on c5. But on this position, Alariza Firuza makes some surprise move after a4. I don't know what is the real idea. Maybe because if let's say if black captures that e4, we shall see that there is a balance of pawns to the both party. We shall see that although it gives back the pawn, but should see that the bishop and queen on the a file will be paralyzed because no one can leave their backs because maybe the bishop or the queen will fall. So maybe this is the idea of Alireza Firuza, but still after let's say castle, still there is a queen b5 trying to move his queen to d7 and give some square to his bishop just to defend, because still there's no enough time to pressure the bishop. Let's say for example, let's say here, still let's say for example, if the white chooses to pressure this paralyzed bishop and queen by moving his queen to c8 and c1, the idea is to double up the attack with queen a3, but still there is just a move of knight f5 on this position, and after let's say for example queen to a3, doubling an attack on the a4 with only one defender, but still there is a tricky knight takes d4. So I don't know what is the really reason why he play a4 on this position, because the black can still just capture that pawn. Even though here white will castle, still there's an idea of escaping both queen and bishop. Let's say for example knight g6 and knight g3 with an idea of with the idea of knight h5, queen g4, threatening to mate, giving some discovered attack, but still there's just f6 move, and let's say queen to g4 and then queen d7 and get timely giving the square, an escaping square for the black bishop on b5 and c6. So let's go back by playing a4. I think this move is inaccurate for Alireza. So let's go to the game in which Thomas Petrick just played at e5, and then Alireza Firuza just castle, and then queen c7, and then connecting his rook and completing the development rook to e4 Petrick Thomas, but still there is just f3, and then after f3 rook to h4 with the idea of doubling attack on the h2 pawn, but there is just a disconnection technique to the rook and queen by playing g3, so attacking the rook, and the rook retreat. So after here knight f4, the black must react for the defense like bishop to c6. So this is the inaccuracy moves of black, but Alireza Firuza didn't mind to capture the d5 and just attack the rook, the knight on f5. So here again the black didn't defend the d5 pawn, and here Alireza Firuza tries to have some simplification because he has enough material advantage, and then still delaying to capture the d5. Here I think rook c6 has no counter action, but here Alireza Firuza just retreat his bishop to f2 just to maintain the defense on c5, and after knight to d7, then doubling up some attack with the queen and rook, and then attacking the bishop, attacking the queen with the bishop, queen retreat, rook retreat, pressurizing the d5, and then here as what I said earlier, that Alireza Firuza wants a simplification because after takes a8, rook takes a8, and then c takes d5, bishop takes c2, and rook d4. We shall see on this position that the white has a 6 pawns versus 5 pawns, and it is near to the endgame in which Alireza Firuza is winning. So here Thomas Petrek captured the knight on e4, although it doubles up the pawn of Alireza Firuza, but after b3, bishop b3 of Thomas Petrek, there is c6, b takes c6, d takes c6, in which Alireza Firuza has a pass pawn on the c file. So here king move, but still Alireza Firuza move his pawn, and with the idea to promote it on c8. The black defends, rook e6, rook c8, blocking the pawn, but there is a rook d8 check. After king moves, they only move, giving a check again with bishop, and after queen f6, and then bishop to d6, defending his pawn on c7. So here the black move is king to f5, but Alireza Firuza on this position is winning. He can simply move his king to the center, or even up to this road to attack the rook on c8. So Thomas Petrek plays queen g6, Alireza Firuza plays king e3, queen h5, and after king to f4, the black resigned because he cannot afford that after f5, then this is the defender, the only defender of the rook. So if this bishop will fall, and then the game also will follow. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to subscribe.